Imagine a world where you can just drop into a bodyweight squat without your knees feeling like a stiff, clunky mess. And some of you guys are going to be like, Seth, what are you talking about? My knees feel great. And you need to stick around because we want to keep your knees feeling that way. There's going to be some of you on the other side of that, though, where you're like, Seth, my knees are so bad. They're terrible. You don't understand. They're always going to be terrible. There's nothing I can do about them. And I had to try to convince you guys that we can at least do something about them because I was in the same boat as you not that long ago. I've got a missing PCL on my left side, I've torn meniscus on both sides, and I tore my quad tendon on my right. And for a very, very long time, I thought my knees were going to be screwed for life because of the damage I had done from them. And I thought that there was absolutely nothing I could do until I really started to understand what we need to do to make a knee more prepared for the demands of squatting and for the demands of life. And like I talked about in the last video with the patellar tendon pain, when it comes to a knee's preparedness, we need to be able to access knee flexion. We need tolerance in the quad and the patellar tendon complex to be able to produce force in coming up from a squat. We need the hamstring to be able to control the knee when we're in deep flexion. We need the ankle to be able to access and control enough range to allow us to get forward knee travel. We need the hips to be able to access flexion and internal rotation so we can actually hit depth. And there is one exercise that lets us do all of these. Also, I forgot that we also need to be able to fully extend the knee and access terminal knee extension. But this exercise also does that. And it is the ATG split squat. Knees over toe guys thing. Athletic Truth Group, not ass to grass. But I am super, super, super impressed with his stuff because of how well this exercise does everything. And I'm not sure if it was an accident, not sure if it was intentional, but if we're looking at the qualities we need from a knee, doing a split squat with a range of motion intent where we're trying to get as much extension as we can on the backside, where we're trying to get as much knee flexion and hip flexion on the front side, where we're trying to drop the heel down to make sure we're getting ankle flexion, this is nailing all of this because we're getting huge quad length, we're getting huge load through the knee to help build tolerance, we're having to control this deep flexion, we're having to control this ankle flexion, and on the backside we're getting into hip extension. And if we try to drive up with the teardrop and pull with the hip flexor, we're training that back hip to pull out of extension. We're getting that hip flexor stronger at length, which is going to help it get longer and stronger, which is going to help us get better at extending hip overall. And if we're really flexing with that teardrop, we can almost do a TKE on the back leg as we're coming up. So we're getting that terminal extension as well. And these are absolutely beautiful for lifters to train if they're trying to keep their knees feeling good and if they're trying to get their knees to feel better. And there are two ways that I like to get people to train these. The first way is going to be more for ensuring that we have range of motion access, ensuring that our knees aren't sensitive, and we're going to do that at home. And usually base recommendations are going to be just do a couple reps, see how your knees, hips, and ankles feel, and if they feel good, you don't need to do any more. You did a couple reps, you showed yourself that they feel good, you're good to go that day. If they don't feel good, I would recommend running multiple sets of 10 to 15 reps until things start to loosen up and feel better through the day. By doing them body weight at home, we're not really going to be making things much stronger, but we're going to make sure that we have access to range of motion. We're going to make sure that we have control of that range of motion. And if we can access it and control it, we're going to have an easier time when it comes to actually training. Now, actually training them is where we're actually going to get stronger, where we're going to build real tissue tolerance, and we're going to have a better stimulus for really being able to control those positions. And the easiest way to train it is literally just to hold some weight and do them. We can run it kettlebell goblet style, we can run it kettlebell overhead, and by reaching overhead, we're really gonna be lengthening that backside, or we can hold kettlebell down low. We can even put safety bar on our back, just find a way to put some weight on you and try to get stronger and stronger and stronger once you can handle loading them. And if you can handle loading them, or if you can't even handle them body weight, easy way to make these accessible, if I can find my box, is to put a box down, and in putting the box down, we're elevating the front foot. This is changing the leverages, and it's making it friendlier to get into the position. So if we change the leverages, we're making it a little bit lighter on us, we're making it a little bit easier to get more range, and then we can build our way up by lowering the box. Build our way down, I guess, because since we're lowering the box. And that way we can gain access and start to progress from there. If this still sucks, making the box higher will make it a little bit easier. We could also hold on to something, grab a reverse mat to take away body weight. Just find a way that you can get started, because if you find a place that you can start at, you can get better, you can build, and those knees will start to work way, way, way better for you. So ATG split squat is my all-time favorite knee accessory. Definitely recommend running them in the gym once a week, train pretty hard. Definitely recommend tossing them into your daily routine just for a couple reps to make sure that your knees are good to go. And to do that, knees are going to feel better, knees are going to get stronger, knees feel better and stronger, squats are going to get stronger too, and your total will go up. And that is what we all want. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Drop a comment below if you like this. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I said that twice, but I really do mean it. Bye.